Welcome to the World United. Welcome to the World United.
Welcome to the World United Meet the Master series. I'm Jyoti Taneja, your host for the session today, along with Prachiti Garge. We are honored to have Manoj Lekhiji with us. He is an educationist, an author, a spiritual teacher, a life skill coach, and a truth seeker at heart, a philosopher, a guide, a friend to thousands of people. This is, I mean, something very awesome. Thousands of people, you are a friend, a guide, and, you know, a personal coach to them. This is what I have just received. And there's one more thing which is very important that I came across, Manojji, was that you quit your multi crore business to further the cause of Siddh Samadhi Yoga, which was founded by your guru, Sri Rishi Prabhakarji, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
welcome to the platform, and let's start because I think you have, just 1 hour. You told me that time, less of time. So should we start?
Yes, yes, you can start here.
Very first thing that we would all love to know would be, was Manojji, as he is now, the same spiritual child, teenager, youngster, or has his life changed suddenly somewhere? So, how was Manojji as a kid, as a teenager, as a youngster? Because you come from an affluent family.
Yes.
And what about your religious background? Something, let us know all that first.
So, like I said, you said rightly, from the teenage background, I was more the MTV person, and uh, my earlier childhood was seeing that MTV, more dreaming on the West, and as I grew up, I got into there are two aspects. There's a lot of partying, a lot of fun, so a lot of drinking, a lot of smoking, and even quite a bit of drugs also. So I was there, but at simultaneously working also. So we started our business at the age of 18, and it went into a multi-crore business. And we were very hardworking. The whole family was very hardworking. It was a family started by my brother Sunil. I joined him, and then joined my sister and brother also joined. So four of us basically doing the business. Started from zero, went into a multi-crore business. So we used to work hard and party hard, both.
So, Manojji, then how, I mean, how you turned, because this is what youngsters are. I mean, and your experience is going to be like an inspiration for so many.
Uh,
After this life, what exactly changed you? What brought you to this side? Was it your, parental
well, I
influence,
don't.
or
I think I used to always I was just sharing that we would be partying with all friends, and when I would drink a lot, and then this would be absolutely sozzled, and then I would always question life, and I would not get an answer, but I was going on questioning life, that there's something more in life. There's something. Is life only about drinking and smoking? That was a big, for me. Life meant eating, drinking, smoking. That was. But at some point of time, when I was 22, 23, these questions started to come to me, maybe earlier also, that is life only smoking and drinking? Is life only smoking and drinking? I would not get an answer, so I would just say, okay, let's have another drink. That was, but then,
was it on your own that you were getting these questions?
yeah, I would get the questions on my own. And by at the age of 25, I accidentally happened to do the program Siddha Samadhi Yoga, the science of silence yoga, by my Guruji Sri Rishi Prabhakarji. And I think the first day I met him, I fell in love with him, or rose in love with him, and
Okay.
just I told myself, this is my place. and this is something I was looking for. I did not know what I was looking for, but I found out later on that that is what I was looking for. A path which gives me more than just drinking, smoking, and eating. That way. So that was
That is, I mean,
journey.
that is really like, creditable moving towards this side. And that too after so much of partying and so much of smoking, as you are saying.
Yeah,
So, do you have any message for the youngsters? Because these days the youngsters are, all into,
yeah. No, my only
how can they control their desires? I think that would be a better question if I put it like this.
more than control, we need to master and ask ourselves the question that are we a slave to the desires, or are we a master to the desires? So desire per se is not bad, it's wonderful, desires are beautiful, but are we a slave to it, or are we a master to it? That's the question. If we are a slave to it, which 99% of the people are, okay, we experience life as a very upward journey. We are always dependent, and our emotions go like this, like this, like this, very, very fluctuating. If we are a master to it, then you are the master of life. So that the whole purpose of life is to become a master of your emotions, master of your desires, master of your own self. And when I say master, means become aware of every thought which is not every thought, but become aware of your thoughts, and you'll be able to catch it and change your life the way you want to.
Is it that easy, Manojji?
Yeah, it's
It
too simple.
the questions came to you. You wanted to change, but it is not that easy for, I think,
uh,
most of.
yeah, it appears it's difficult, but believe me, Jyoti, it's too simple. And because it is simple, and Guruji also, I can quote Guruji that he says it's too simple, and because it is so simple, it is so difficult to follow.
That's a beautiful line, because simplicity is always complicated. We human beings complicate, right?
Yeah, yeah. We cannot believe that a life can be so simple. Are just like doing this, how can it happen? We cannot believe it. And the problem does not lie in the simplicity. The problem lies in me not believing that it can be so simple. So I'm giving this ashirwad on behalf of Guruji to anyone and everyone in the world, that no one needs to suffer financially, no one needs to suffer by food. No one needs to suffer by clothes or shelter. We have it all. I would say, when I'm saying we, means Rishi Samskriti Vidya Kendra, Life Essence Academy, on behalf of course, Guruji, that we have it all. And not only when we say RSVK, we say India has it all, and not only India, the world has it all. But we can take care of people's needs. We can't take care of people's greed. So
Yes.
I repeat, we can take care of people's needs easily, effortlessly, and we can't take care of people's greed. India per se is very, 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 very bountiful, abundant. I have traveled around India. Every year I travel for 7 days around India without even 1 rupee. Not even 1 rupee. Okay, no, this thing, no money. Of course, clothes are there. I was just going to say no clothes. My clothes are there. 2 pairs of clothes, and no money. And you travel around India 7 days every year since last 5 years. I've been doing. This year, I'm wondering. Let's see the lockdown, but I normally go in the month of November, and I wish to go also again this year. So every year I take this route, and different routes everywhere, and people are there. I have never come back hungry. I have never come back tired. I've always come back with a laughing face and full of, so people are there to offer. India is bountiful, and so is the world also. The whole earth is. But
Yes.
I can speak because I've traveled around India myself.
So
So I can give this guarantee to everyone, every youngster. My daughter is 20 years old. We run a Gurukul where about
yes.
200 of us stay together. So all of us, the secret is sharing everything with each other.
Okay, yeah, I read about a Gurukul in Pune also, and I think you have it in Mumbai too,
We have it in Pune, we have it in Vizag, we have it in Bangalore,
right?
and Mumbai. We had started it, but we have moved on from there.
Okay. Now, there's one more thing, like you feel that a guru is a must,
Uh, I when I say you read it somewhere,
huh?
did you read it somewhere?
No, I'm asking you. Like you say that you are having those kind of questions that you have to change.
Well, I will just say if one has a guru, he or she is blessed. That's all. Blessed, absolutely blessed. Okay. If one if one doesn't have, you will find it's a very hard route, and you're gonna. It's a very difficult, long route of finding your journey within yourself. The reason is very simple. The reason is very simple. When we say a living master, living guru is everyone talks about surrendering to the universe, surrendering to God, and we give God so many names. We surrender to God. But when we say we surrender to God, I'm asking you or whoever is looking at this video is that when we say we surrender to God means what? What are you surrendering?
Hmm.
I'm asking.
What are you surrendering? This is what was the next question. I was going to ask you what is the difference between religion and what was and spirituality.
Yeah, yeah,
You have gods here,
yeah.
and
So no, no. Religion, see, religion and spirituality, there's a huge difference. Okay, religion is you follow some dogmas, some rituals, some this thing,
yes,
because you have to do it. And spirituality, you follow something which your heart says, and if you are convinced, and if you really feel yes, this is makes sense to me, then you follow. That is what spirituality is. And religion is I have to do my puja, I have to do my this, I have to do my this. It is said this, it's said in this book, it's said by this person. I have to. If I don't do it, then I feel guilty, then I feel shameful, I feel bad. My God, something wrong with me. All these beliefs comes from generally religion, and spirituality means I choose to do what I want to do because I understand the mechanics of the universe and the laws of the world. I understand and I choose to do what I want to do.
so that is why it is easy to surrender to God because it's a book.
No, surrender to God is very easy because there's no one to kick you. Uh,
That is what I'm
uh,
saying. It's a book, it's an idol, and that idol will not never say anything to you.
yeah, yeah, it'll never say, and it's a beautiful. See, the idol worship and all is also beautiful. Okay, if you understand why they are doing idol, it is basically you are using the idol to surrender to the universe. But what are you surrendering is the main key point I'm asking anyone that when we say we surrender means what are you surrendering?
The self, the self
I'm,
essentially that
no,
empowers you.
no. It's what are
Well,
you
it would
surrendering?
come much later, I think, only if you understand.
No, you are surrendering. See, first of all, do you, I'll ask the question opposite. Do you think you are the owner of the world? I'm asking you.
Of course not.
Of course not. Do you think you are the God of the world?
Not
Of
at
course
all.
not. But if you are a God, you can say I'm God, then everyone else is also God. And
Yes.
if you say everyone is not God, then you cannot also be. So we are surrendering is the identity. We are surrendering our ahankar means aham ne आकार ले लिया. The I am Manoj Lekhi. I am the consciousness coach. This is what I am surrendering.
Yes.
I am a director. I am surrendering that. I am a father. I am surrendering because I am not a father. I have just taken a role of a father. I am a student. I have taken a role of a student. I am a director. I have taken a role of a director. I am this. I am that. I am that. I am that. I am the mother. I am a mother-in-law. I am 500 things. I am a businessman. I am a doctor. I am an architect. I am this. I am that. This I is what I am surrendering. So when we surrender to God, just without any form or to a book or a universe, how do I know whether my surrender is true or not? That's the million dollar question. I can say I have surrendered. No doubt you can say you have surrendered. But what is the proof? We are living in a tangible world. What is the proof that I have surrendered? So I have surrendered to Akash Tattva, to the sun god, to the moon god, to the Akash Tattva, to the sea god. I mean, I'm surrender, but no one is there to check my surrender. No one is there to prove my surrender. So no one is there to kick me and check whether I am getting upset or no. So when there a living master is there, he or she will always check you. They will whip you in their words, by their looks. They will cut your ego, and when you are hit by them in various ways, I don't mean physically hit, but I mean verbally and all that, you get hurt. And in spite of that hurt, being human is being hurtful, and you say, hey, no, he is my guru, he is my master. I let it go. I let it go because he is higher. He knows what he is doing. So I said, we have 7.5 billion people in the world. Do you have the guts to surrender to one person out of 7.5 billion? I don't mean everyone. One person in your life. Do you have the guts? Or do you have the courage? Or do you have the understanding? Or do you have the magnanimity of understanding that, listen, you are not surrendering to the person, you are surrendering your ego or your identity towards
Yes.
that person, and that is the beautiful part of surrenderfulness. And we have story. Hanuman is the epitome of surrender. If you know Hanuman, Ramayan, it can also be called Hanuman
Yes.
because the way he surrendered, so Eklavya, yeah, way he surrendered. So we have hundreds of stories of surrenderfulness, and that is our Indian Rishi culture. And Guruji himself was a great master of surrender. So
Yes.
I have learned it from him only.
You're absolutely right. It's very difficult to surrender to a living master. This is what I said. But then people start from religion, from idols, from books. They read and keep it. They stand in the temple, enough. But
Right.
what is surrender, nobody understands. I read it somewhere, when if you have to go to heaven, people are religious. It is only those who have gone through hell will become spiritual.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, they have experienced it. No, see, temples are beautiful. See, temples when they were made originally, the first temple ever, okay, or the
Yes.
first church, or the first gurudwara, or the first even mosque, when they were made as places of worship. Worship of what? Most people go to these places like with a begging bowl. They were not made for begging bowls. They were not made for beggars. They were made for us to gather in that place to remember that we are grateful to this human body, human life. We are grateful to this. To be thankful was the real purpose of it. Of
Yes.
course, there are five types of people who go to temple, mosque, and these places. There are some people who go only to rob because you get a free chappals everywhere. So they come for, it's a great opportunity. You get the mobiles. There's so much rush. You can pick up the mobiles. I actually lost one mobile of mine in that lot of rush. I've lost a couple of slippers there. So people come for that, or people come like, if not that, they come like beggars, always asking. People come for business that, God, you give me this and I give you this back. If you give me a child, I will put so much dakshina. If you give me this business, I will put so much dakshina. I mean, that is one way of going to the temple. And one way is, what can I do for you? You know.
Yes.
So the fourth way is you go to a temple to uh, offer whatever you want to offer, and it's like, what can I do for you? And the fifth way is you are in love with God
Yes.
and you are in love with this creation, and you go like a bhakta where tears fall off of gratitude, of thankfulness, and that is the real temple. So you can have that temple, mosque, gurudwara, church in your house. It's there right here.
They're right
Okay,
here.
if you go, you
Basically, it
can.
is moving from this akar to that nirakar. Final
Absolutely.
journey.
Absolutely. So you go and you offer that, and you can go to a temple. It's beautiful. I do go, and I many times I go and I don't go also. because the temple is right here, that physical thing. So it's beautiful. I mean, these places are beautiful, but with what consciousness you are going, with what context are you going? We need to question ourselves. Are we going to cheat or grab or rob? Are we going to do it for ourselves? Are we doing it for a business? Are we doing it for offering, or are we just doing it to become one and in become oneness with the whole existence?
Okay. You're also into, taking, say, I mean, life skill coach is like you're taking leadership skills, and you're into, what I got was that you're going in for management classes also. Are you, taking spirituality along with this?
Very much, very much. I was hearing one talk by Mahatria ji, okay,
Yes.
and he explains it beautifully that that spirituality is not against money. You know, wealth is beautiful, provided it's for everyone. you know Wealth can be a curse if it is the same way. Am I Wealth is, am I going to grab? This has been given by Guruji, of course, whatever I'm sharing. Is the wealth being given by for us to cheat and rob and this grab, or is it only for myself? Am I creating wealth, or is it I'll create my for myself, then I will share partly with you? Or am I taking care of my community and creating wealth for my community? Or am I creating wealth for the whole world? So from from limitedness to unlimitedness we have to go. And the journey of life is, how much can you include people? How big is your heart? How big is your consciousness? How many people can you include in your life? And Guruji says it beautiful. It doesn't matter what's your bank balance. Finally, what matters is what your love balance is.
Yes.
So, what's your love balance? That means what? How many people can give their life to you for your life, to your vision or mission? How many people can give their life to you, okay, without asking money and all? Okay, that is your richness, and that is how rich you are.
Right. That's
Richness,
beautiful.
yeah, richness is not the bank balance. Richness is the happiness balance, the happiness quotient.
It would become heaven on earth if people understand this.
Yeah, they can understand. We have these very nicely designed joy shops. We used to call it workshops, and I got this terminology joy shop from Nitya Shanti ji. I loved it, so borrowed it. So joy shops, these are just joyful programs which, if they do a series of 10, and I invite you, Jyoti, I will ask Bindu to get in touch with you, Prachi and Jyoti, and get in touch, and you just join the programs. In one session you are turned up, okay, but of course it doesn't last. So you got to be in touch and daily practice it, and in a month's time you are totally transformed. In 3 months you can't believe that you are the same person. In 6, so I always say, I took me 30 years. What took me 30 years to experience, understand, I assure anyone they will get it in 3 years.
Oh,
That much growth we have got, because I went, like you said, long way. I fell down, and then I had to do the long way. We have the shorter way because of the experience. So 30 years, you get it in 3 years, but be consistent with it. That's it.
that's good. There is one more thing that I read, this infant SSY program. What is this infant? I mean, is it for
Yeah, it is ISP, Infant SSY program. So,
SSY program? ISP, yes.
So SSY, first we'll talk about SSY, Siddha Samadhi Yoga, the science of silence yoga. I think millions of people have done this program all around the world, and that's the program which turned my life. In 1988, I got married. In 1989, I accidentally did this program, and it turned my life dramatically 180 degrees. And that's the time my shift from the MTV to what,
Oh,
Doordarshan, what do we call it? But that shift happened in my life. So that SSY is basically principles of life. So principles of responsibility, of leadership, of happiness, of who am I, and basically taking everything as my own. This country is mine, this world is mine. So living like a parent of the world is what is SSY, and bringing that into infants is what ISP is, Infant SSY program.
I couldn't get
So
that. Infant means what? What is it
yeah,
exactly?
it means you can transform the child's uh, intellect, brain when they are small. Have you heard about Abhimanyu?
Yes.
He learned everything in the womb. So, in the womb is the best time to put all the samskars in the child, and that is called Infant SSY program, where we teach parents how to put the super samskars from the womb to
Okay.
the age of 7. So, how can you grow the intelligence of the child? Is this program about? And it's very simple. Something is like talking in the sleep. When the child is asleep, you can program the subconscious mind. You can start even today. Anyone who's a small child, just tell him and he starts being that way. So of course it has to be inclusive. So we have done it to my child. She is 20 years old now. So 20 years we have actually fed in all the thoughts which we wanted, which is
Okay.
inclusive for everyone. So that is the ISP program.
And you saw that.
Yeah, we are seeing it. We are seeing the
See,
fruits. And not only me, I think Bindu, and I think we have done this ISP program for more than tens and thousands of people, and all of them will stamp on this. All, every single person, they are absolutely thankful to this program for changing their view of their child towards their child.
we'll be having better citizens later on.
Yes, definitely.
Right? You've also been writing books, you know. This is, I mean, I got a list of that. You've been writing books, parenting, your child is your parents, right? On wealth also. And there are two books on leadership strategies. I think I mean, they're carrying all these spiritual messages in between.
Yeah, so I will start off with my uh, most personal book which I have written is first one is Thank You Guruji. It has got 17 chapters of
That
17.
that question I had left it. I was going to ask you in the end
Yeah,
because this book is something, you know, it must be very, very unique.
yeah. So thank you Guruji, because I'll start with everything I have. Tomorrow if you're free, you can come for a satsang, and we have every Friday satsang, and the topic is dualities of life. So
Dualities of life.
yeah, but these satsangs are 1.5 hours, and it's always on music. So there is a ghazal by Jagjit ji. Okay, it goes like this for tomorrow satsang. It ends with this. Okay, मुझ में जो कुछ अच्छा है सब उसका है, मेरा जितना चर्चा है सब उसका है, मुझ में जो कुछ अच्छा है सब उसका है, सब उसका है. So Guruji, thank you Guruji. So he has written 3 books. Is Live Life King Size. Live Life King Size on an Empty Wallet. He has written a book, Visions Are Dangerous. That means visions can be dangerous if it is only for ourselves. If it is for everyone, it's beautiful. You know. Then he has written a book, uh, Yoga Starts from Samadhi. So like these are 3 master books which he has written. Some Upanishads he has written, and based on that, on 5 levels of consciousness, is the book. Leadership book is based on Guruji's teachings. Money, wealth, abundance is based on Guruji's teachings, and your child is your parent is based on Guruji's teachings. So
It has come from
putting
him
it
to you.
in different forms is the role I have taken up for this life, I guess.
That's wonderful. There is one more thing, you know, that like we have so many religions, right? And we talk of unity with in religion. We talk of unity. What is, I mean, the difference between this unity and the oneness of consciousness, which is, I think, more important now.
So we have this slogan that Guruji would say, in the name of in the name of peace, in the name of peace, PEACE,
Hmm.
everyone is fighting.
Everyone is
Fighting.
okay. Yes, yes. This is what, and like spiritual masters like you,
Hmm.
how, I mean, what would be their contribution, or how they can bring about this transformation, as one was your infant SSY ISP?
No, I would say, see, there's nothing. I mean, there are hundreds and thousands of religions, thousands. In fact, there are 7.5 billion people. So you can say there are 7.5 billion religions. So there are, each one has his own thought process. Even in our organization, we have so much diversity of opinion and this thing, which is perfectly fine, because diversity brings creativity. If everyone was same, then creativity would be lost. So everyone, you're wearing a pink this one, and I'm wearing white, and someone's wearing blue, and it becomes so colorful. And you have a pink background, and she has a red background, and I've got a green background, that's got a white background right now also.
Absolutely.
So it's very interesting. The whole idea is, it is actually, let's not look at everyone coming together physically, which is beautiful, it can also happen, but let's look at that from inside. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? What am I thinking? Am I in those five categories? Leadership. Am I doing it for grabbing? Am I doing it for am I doing it for cheating? Am I doing it for myself grabbing? Am I doing it for me first then you? Am I doing it for you first then me? Or am I doing it for just being one with everything? This question we got to ask. Every single individual needs to ask the question, and they get the answer themselves. They know it inside. They know it inside, but they may not agree to it. It's a different thing. But if the conscience inside knows why they are doing what they are doing, and happiness is directly proportional to what consciousness you are operating from. That means at what context you are operating. So when you are operating like a Gandhiji for everyone, happiness is directly proportional to that. That is the measurement of happiness. It's period. Not for any reason, oh, I'm trying to look good, I'm trying to do service to the world, I'm doing a great job. Then I fall into the third category. You know, if I'm trying to show off, I'm in the third category. So I have to be truthful to myself. That's the beautiful part of Satya. You know?
I mean, how can spiritual masters like you know, make it, you know, in bring it to everybody? Can it be through workshops like you're holding,
Yes, yes.
or is it some there must be, or through books like you're writing? What else can we do to bring that consciousness at one level? Diversity is fine. We
Yeah,
are all different. That brings creativity. It is all fine.
yeah.
But oneness from inside,
Hmm.
that is
So, but
important.
if I were to analyze, the greatest gift I got from Guruji was, you know, the understanding that there is nothing which is good and bad in the world. There is nothing which is right or wrong in the world.
Wrong. Yes.
There is nothing which is must be or should be in this world. Everything is just perfect the way it is. And his famous dialogue is everything is okay. So that is the best gift we got. That, if someone, like, I come across, some people are upset with me also. So it's perfectly okay, because they have a right to be upset. Some people don't like me. Perfectly okay. So are we okay in them being this way? That shows how spiritual or you are, and how spiritual means how happy you can be. So we don't try to change others. We just change our thoughts towards people.
So
So
in a
Guruji
way,
says,
this is your
one slogan of Guruji is, it doesn't what it doesn't matter. One of them is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how well you live. No, it doesn't matter how you live. how long you live, it doesn't matter how long you live. It matters, what matters is how well
How?
you live.
Yes.
And
Okay.
it doesn't matter how well you live, it matters how well you leave. So the way you leave the world shows how you have lived your life. So if you can live with saying "Hey Ram," just like Gandhiji, that means he lived his life, the whole life about Ram, Nam, Ram. And when he left, also he said "Hey Ram." And even when the bullet hit him, he said "Hey Ram." Means that is what his whole life was all about. So
This is your
that's what.
message. Acceptance. This is surrender.
Yeah.
Surrendering for the good of others, living for the others. And when you're doing for others, naturally you're always happy.
Yeah.
Again, it goes back, to the same thing. Let go,
Yeah.
accept others,
Absolutely.
right? And
Absolutely.
that is how you will leave also.
Yes. Absolutely.
Ma'am, I am still stuck. I have this question. If we have time, Jyoti ma'am, shall I ask?
Yes, yes, yes.
We discussed about Manojji, your life, and you mentioned that you used to be under the effect of alcohol for most of the time. And then, under that effect, you used to have the fundamental questions of life: who am I? What am I to do? What is life all about? But then, when I bring this context to the present generation, yes, alcoholism is so rampant, so common, it's really doing a lot of harm. So, as grown up elders, as aware elders, what should we do? I mean, we can't just let them be there, and not everybody would have these questions. How to bring this generation back on track? I mean, what ideas would you have for this?
Which generation for what? I didn't get the.
The present generation, the young ones who are getting into these habits, alcohol or
Uh-huh.
drugs, they
Hmm.
don't get to think of those fundamental questions. Not everybody would have the ideas like you used to have.
No, I'll tell you. But see, the question is, we have to question that. Why are the children getting into drugs or alcohol or all these things? Why? Because somewhere in their childhood they have missed out, and mostly it will be something to do with the parents. And if not the parents, they have had some incident with their in their life, incident or incidents in their life through teachers or friends or peer pressure, which has brought down their self-esteem, their self-worth. And therefore, see, why does I mean, I can say with a stamp, I have smoked and drank and everything. Why I started smoking, if you are to ask me why I started smoking, was because I wanted to be, at that time it was a cool thing. Smoking means cool, and I wanted attention. And because I wanted attention, I picked up this so that I get attention and people like me. Why I want people to like me? Because I don't like myself and I don't love myself. So the training we have to give people is to love themselves right from childhood. It's not so easy, but definitely if you have the right samskar, right upbringing. So we have started this at least online, thanks to online, this Design Your Life series. And anyone who comes into this, he or she will see the truth. And then they may yet have alcohol or drugs or something, but if they are continuously in touch, it will drop out on its own. For me, I did not drop it. It dropped out of an understanding that, hey, there is something more in life. That understanding has to be given, not the forceful way. It has to be given in a very playful way, and that's what we do. Through neuroscience, through quantum physics, to the Western people have done a fantastic job in analyzing. You know, they do a fantastic job in Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya means you analyze everything. And in India, the scriptures is about yoga, being one with everything. So this combination of East and West is what we are bringing forth through these books. And if you see the Your Child is Your Parent, I would love you to read the first 4 pages of the this thing of that, because Guruji has written on the foreword of that book. He was mocking the book one day. Hey, what you are writing? And then he called. I was driving the car in Pedder Road, and he calls me and he says, "Manju, I read your book." And I said, "My God," because he was just mocked about it 3 4 days back and making fun of it. I said, "My God, now what?" And he gave me a half an hour lecture. I stopped the car on how beautiful the book is. That means he founded all his teachings it could be put in a very simple form. So children can understand, any single person. Yes, to apply it, it will take you the whole life. To understand it, it will take you 2 hours.
Yes.
But to apply it, the whole life will go and we may not be able to apply it because we are conditioned from our childhood to be in a particular way. We need to break that conditioning, and it takes time. It takes consistency, and Design Your Life series is about consistency. That's all.
I think your ISP programs, parenting, this should be of help.
Super help it is. There are
It
thousands. I
definitely
think,
contributes this.
Bindu, can you share a few lines on that?
Yeah. The success program we're talking about?
No. Infant ISP.
Yeah, ISP. This is about basically the program is for parents, right? The time they come together, they plan for a child. Since then, is that program you can do with. So it's basically about being a yes parent, how you can enjoy your parenthood and give those samskara and work in a beautiful way on your child. And it's not just working on the child, it brings about the best in the parents also. That's
In
the
fact,
whole
yeah.
journey.
In fact, it's a total yes parent. It's a yes parent mode. My daughter is here. I'll just ask her to share on that since she is here only. Just spontaneously, you just share. And my mother, I mean, my wife and me are quite diametrically opposite. So she gets two views every time. We are absolutely different people, and just hear it from her. Okay, and she is a combination of both of us.
Okay.
She's the ISP child, means from childhood. She says we have put in all the conditioning, positive conditioning, but we have told her why we are doing what we are doing. So she'll
Okay.
share a few things.
Okay.
Let's hear
So,
from you.
yes. So I guess ISP, I mean, obviously because of like whatever they like, I feel according to me the best gift they've given me is to just let me choose what I want to do in everything. Like they'll always tell me, that I mean, like this is the pro and this is the con of this situation. Like if I have any question or if they have an opinion. But then the choice is always left on me. So I'll do it if I want to or I won't do it. So that's the biggest freedom I've gotten. Like I've not had any pressure from them in terms of studies or in terms of anything. So that's what I feel is the best part. And I mean, like both of them are so diametrically opposite. I mean, it's just amazing how like both of them are okay with me doing anything, because actually like their opinions, like he'll give me a pro of the same situation and my mom will give me a con of the same situation, because both of them think differently. So I have to kind of choose between these two opinions. So they are okay with whatever I choose. It's kind of like that. So
So we are saying diversity in religions, diversity in the same house, three of
The
us.
same house. Yes. But unity in consciousness.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
That's beautiful as you. Beta. But from you. So
You sing
I mean,
two lines on the wonderful world. I see roses on red, and then we'll go to the next question. She'll ask. I see.
we could hear.
Yeah.
okay, fine.
What did you say? We could hear.
No, I said you sing just 4 lines of what makes our life journey beautiful, and it's a beautiful message to the world that what she has been brought about by, and she loves this song. So 4 lines on that song. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
This is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Beautiful, wonderful. Thank you so much for letting us hear such melodious voice.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
So she,
She is beautiful as a soul.
As a song.
yeah, no, her dream is to express all this knowledge through music. So she sings. I mean, that's the way she can express best, and I love it. I tell her before sleeping every day, just let me hear one phrase, something, and then I go to sleep.
Through you, it is coming to her in a different form.
Yeah.
Last question would be, what would be your message
My message I just
to the
shared with
world? Yes.
other group of people that let's not take
On being one, and because this is a world parliament
yeah,
on equality, so what would be your message?
on being one is first of all, let's not take life so seriously. You know, it is really not serious. We can be one in heart and we can be diverse outside. It's beautiful. I have traveled around the world and it's just beautiful. Every single person is so beautiful the way he or she is, accepting them the way he is, with all the different colors of dresses or colors of shades of the body and shapes of the body. You just accept everyone. That is the greatest spiritual message we can give to anyone is I love you just the way you are, you know.
Oh,
So
that's
the way
wonderful.
you are is but it's your life, and you have the full right to be the Kauravas or the Ravanas or the Pandavas or any other thing. You know, the Devas, the Asuras. You have the full right to do it. It's just that, you know, if you're aware, question yourself why you're doing what you're doing, and your journey of life, your happiness is directly proportionate to the consciousness you are living to. So life is a journey. Anyone has a full right to be the robber also, or the prostitute also. He or she has got a right, you know, because it is his life. I am not the owner. What I can do is I can love you just the way you are. That much I have the right for my own self. So if each person says that, then life is simple. I know so many people who have diverse opinions of mine and what I do, and this is not perfectly fine. At the beginning of the day, I send them all love. At the end of the day, I send them all love, and that's all we can do is share our love, immaterial. You know, like Dalai Lama. There's so many people against him, but he is only epitome of compassion. So, like this is we have hundreds of people like that, and that's
Okay,
the
that's
message.
wonderful. Love is living one vibrational energy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
So this is your message to the world.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Love others the way you love yourself.
Yeah.
Treat others the way you treat yourself.
Yeah. First love yourself, then you love
Only then
others.
you can give love.
You know why we don't forgive people is because we don't forgive ourselves. We have so many, you know, it's not right, it's not good, I did not do this. I mean, so many conditions that we feel guilty or shameful of ourselves is where we have to drop that. Start loving all your faults also. Start loving all your downs also. Start loving everything which you have so called done bad.
Yes.
Start loving that. The world will start loving you because like I don't very simple thing. I don't feel bad if someone's smoking or drinking. I may not be there because it affects me like that, but I don't think ill about the person who drinks or smokes or eats non-veg and all this because I have done the same. How can I think anything? I have also done. I've gone through that journey. So we just say that, you know, all we can do is and that's the plus point. I'm thankful that I drank, I smoked, and I had all that because I'm thankful to that part of me because today, 30 years down the line, I can't think of judging anyone because it doesn't come to me. I've gone through that journey and I know why I went through that journey. So I can empathize with people who are in that journey.
Yes. Definitely. That makes it easier.
Yeah. Yes, very
Makes
much.
it easier to understand the other side.
I don't tell people just because I did it, you do it. Okay. So Guruji says that, you know, people are wise if they learn from mistakes. Okay, and people are geniuses if they learn from other people's
Others'
mistakes.
mistakes.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Okay.
much for being with
Thank
us
you.
and
Thank you
giving
so
us your
much,
precious
Manoj.
time.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. It
Thank
was a
you.
pleasure meeting you, Manojji. Very
Thank you.
simple,
Yeah.
a very simple, kind of talk that we had. It was so one to one.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
very homely with you. Thank you.
I also enjoyed it, and thank you, Prachi.
Prachiti.
Prachiti and Jyoti. I'll send your numbers to Bindu. She'll connect with you tomorrow, and you join our Design Your Life series. You can come. It's very flexible, very open, and nothing to do. Money also is a very super open thing. Everything, if you have, well and good. If you don't have, well and good. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.